Walking side by side with death, the devil mocks their every step. Snow drives back, the foot that's slow, the dogs of doom are howling more. They ask no quarter. Hey, how's it going? I wanted to talk a little bit more about the president. I talked the last podcast about the president, and I just watched Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Just interviewed the president, and he was last on that show 2012. So he was running for the presidency, I believe, at the time. And then he just came on now, and it's 2015, and he was really good on the show. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it on my show and kind of critique his good interview with Jon Stewart. It was a good interview. I don't know if I agree with everything he said or either of them said, but it was a good interview. I really like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart. It's always funny, and that's what I like about it. It's always funny, and it's politics. I'm a political junkie, so I watch the Daily Show. I've been watching it forever. I've been watching it since high school. Since 2007, excuse me, and I want to touch, he talked a lot about, politics, Middle East, he talked a lot about military, talked a lot about healthcare, talked a lot about the economy, all the fucking political topics. There's one thing I wrote down that he said that I really liked. He was talking about, working a few years in very low-income neighborhoods as an organizer, which would have been when he was in Chicago, as a public organizer. And he said he was talking about what kind of drove him, and he related it to the younger generation, essentially my generation, the millennials, and how people were, he said we're given a bad rap, essentially, that he says we're not cynical, we're not selfish. What he said, and this is his quote, is, including himself and my generation both feel that what drives them is they want to commit themselves to something bigger than themselves. He said, commit myself to something bigger than me. He said that's the mentality that my generation and Barack Obama had, and what drove him in his organizing in bad neighborhoods in Chicago as his beginnings of political career as a political organizer, community organizer. And I think it's very similar, because I think a lot of people in this generation have the same thing. They want to do something that's bigger than themselves. They want to be part of a huge community. They want to do something powerful. They want to get behind a movement. Everyone wants to be behind a movement. Some people talk about revolution. They want to be part of a revolution. You can't really do it by yourself. You want to be part of a revolution. You want to be part of a movement and move and sway with everybody. Excuse me. And that is what Obama wanted to do. He was an organizer, though, and he said the only way for people to do that is for them to get involved in politics, get involved in what all politicians say. But I wrote that down because it was really interesting, and it's really something that I think about all the time. Is as an individual, you only have so much power. It's very good to feel empowered, and you want to feel like you're involved and wanted, and like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You want to be in that community where you're accepted and loved, and that's what I think both the president and my generation have in common. They do have cynical and selfish aspects to them, but I think it's because they don't have the right opportunities to feel empowered and to be felt part of be feeling something bigger than themselves. Be part of, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you're being part of something bigger. The reason people feel cynical is because they can't feel that, and they don't have opportunities to feel that. And I really related to that. and I really wanted to write that down and record that. So if you like politics at all, if you like Jon Stewart, definitely you probably already watched the show, but I watched his interview with him. I listened to the President Obama's Marc Maron podcast. They both said he had senioritis, meaning it's his last year in the presidency, and he's just like, I don't care anymore, I'm out. and that's why he said the N-word. And the Marc Maron podcast, and that's why Jon Stewart, he called some people stupid and fools. Oh, he called the IRS, when the IRS had the big paperwork scandal, and there people were just being stupid fools. He called them that in the podcast, and he was talking about race relations in Marc Maron's podcast, and he didn't really say anything negative in that podcast either. He was just trying to be very real, and he was very real. He did kind of go on a very honest rant in The Daily Show, where he was just like, people try to stop it, but it's all we got. It's like, he's like, wait, can you come up with something better? But it was very honest. It was pretty real, and you could tell. I noticed he looks old. He looks a lot older than he did when he went into office, and everybody noticed that his hair has been graying. His hair is getting crazy gray, and he's like a freaking, who is the Mike Tyson's boxer? That black guy, he had, Don King, and his hair was just jet white, and he was this black, kind of, I don't know, light-skinned black man with just jet white hair, and that's what Obama kind of looks like. He looks just this light-skinned, white hair. You can definitely tell, I'm sure the job did it to him. Being the most powerful person in the world, essentially. I don't know, there's some Saudi kings that are pretty powerful, too. But he's probably the most powerful man in the world, and I'm sure that took a toll on him being a badass commander-in-chief of the United States, POTUS, President of the United States. But yeah, listen to the Jon Stewart podcast. It was really, really good. Or Jon Stewart show. And listen to the Marc Maron podcast. It's called WTF. I would listen to that if you like politics at all. If you like Obama, I listened to it because Obama was on it and said the N-word and we talked about it. Blah, 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 blah. And so it was only an hour long. Jon Stewart one was only 22 minutes long. So if you got an hour and 22 minutes and you like politics, I'd listen to it. On the other hand, I'm listening to freaking the whole stream of Joe Rogan's podcasts. Just listened to one Joe Rogan, now I'm listening to a Joey Diaz. I just noticed Ari Shaffir got podcasts, so there's a bunch of people that got podcasts that are just freaking talking and putting it up online, and that's what I'm going to do. And I don't know, like this, some of them, like, it goes from puts it up and they only have a few thousand, and then like a few months later they get more. So if I just throw it up, I'll get more or less, or who knows. If nobody listens, that's fine, because then I'll go back and listen to this one day, and I won't have to worry about losing everything, because it'll be on the internet. YouTube's going to take care of it for me. So I want to thank YouTube for letting me have this awesome digital journal that I can just throw whatever I want onto it, and it sticks. Like Facebook, it sticks. Whatever I want is going to stick. I just have to be very, very selective what I want to stick. This I want to stick because it's something about good vibes. If you're listening to this, those were some good political vibes coming at you. If you don't want to listen to political vibes, then you should have listened to the second half of this podcast, but you probably turned it off, even if you're not listening. Now, I'm still going to talk. Sending out positive vibes to you, and hope you have a beautiful day. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and a beautiful night, or a beautiful evening, or wherever you are in the world, which is cool about this ultimate sticky tack machine that we have. Throw whatever we want, and anybody, anywhere in the world can see this sticky tack board. So I'll throw it up. You're looking at my fish. These guys are all over the world now, which is really, really cool, because before that, they're just in my basement, and only a handful of people had seen them. So I really enjoy doing that. So thank you again, YouTube, for having this ultimate sticky tack board. where I can throw whatever I want up there and it will stay. It reminds me of a documentary I just watched. It was by Rashida Jones, produced it, the girl from The Office, and she was in Parks and Recreation, Rashida Jones. She has such a beautiful name, Jones. No, Rashida is a cool-ass name, and she's a pretty girl, and I can't remember, Hot Girls Wanted. It was a documentary called Hot Girls Wanted. It's on Netflix. It's all about porn and throwing images of yourself up on the internet, and they never come down, and they stay there forever, and essentially that was the gif of it, the short of it, etc. of it, and so they kind of highlighted a negative aspect of it. I want to use this positive aspect of it, and throw just positive vibes out there, so if you're listening to this, hope you're beautiful, hope everything's going good, everything's going beautiful here, the fish are well, the fish are fed, the fish are laying eggs, they're spawning all the time, so I hope you get some spawning in your life. Beautiful things will be drawn towards you. Just think positively, and everything will be alright. This is the No Quarter Podcast. I'm gonna keep it coming, keep it churning out to you. I'm gonna take a break, and we're gonna come up with some new jargon in a sec. But if you'd like, I can throw up my email. If you want to listen to it, no25andrew@gmail. Hit me up. One last thing before I go, I wanted to say that humongous is a terrible word. It's fun to say, but I do not like the word humongous, like a humongous hippo. It's a big hippo. I do not like the word humongous. That's a terrible word. Terrible word, humongous. Do not use the word humongous. It's a terrible word. On a lighter note, go see the movie Selma. I saw the movie Selma. It's all about Martin Luther King. It's a good movie, Selma. If you want to see a good movie, made me cry a couple times, good movie about Martin Luther King's life, legacy, and the civil rights movement in the United States in 1960s. It's got a whole array of big stars in it. It's got, I'll just throw the biggest one, Oprah. Oprah's in it. And she doesn't really look like Oprah, but Oprah's in it. And if you like hip-hop, Common's in it. Common's in it. So Common's a hip-hop rapper. If you never heard of Common, he does For the People. I'm pretty sure he's from Chicago. He's a black hip-hop rapper, pretty big. Common did a song with John Legend for the movie, pretty good song. So listen to the movie soundtrack as well as go see the movie. John Legend and Common is in it. Everybody likes John Legend. John Legend's like Wayne Brady. All people like John Legend. And then one more is Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is in this movie. Day and night, the lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone and some things will never change. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night. So go see Selma, listen to Kid Cudi, watch Oprah, listen to Common, watch Daily Show, listen to Joe Rogan. Be good. You don't have to do any of that shit. That's just what I like to do and what I like to watch, and it's awesome and fun, and everybody likes that day and night song. And if you don't like Martin Luther King, then you are probably that's like saying you don't like Oprah. Everybody likes Oprah. So, thanks for listening. Do whatever you want. Love whoever you want. Be a beautiful person. Have a beautiful day. This was my fish. This was my recording. Thanks again. No25 Andrews here. Thanks for listening. See ya. Big kiss. Joe Rogan style. Mwah. This is a podcast of hope. Close the door. Put out the light. You know they won't be home tonight. You chose the path and no one goes. We hold no quarter.